Anyway, it's my birthday tomorrow. So
Oh,
so one of the things I'm doing is going to Reading, and I've actually written a poem about going to Reading, and this is a poem called Meadow with Flares, and it sort of tells you interesting facts and stuff as well, which is what I like about poems. Anyway, Meadow with Flares. A cappuccino at the old coffee house. Cafe Florian in St Mark's Square. Even if it's extravagant, but there are three musicians playing light classical. The kitchen is 10 minutes walk away. The art and decor are an experience, and waiters are friendly and professional. This past year, it's not been possible to get away unless you're a celebrity. So I've been pretending I'm on holiday when really I'm walking to the end of the garden to leave banana skins and coffee grounds in the compost bin. It's cheap. I don't need a passport, and there are no heavy suitcases to lug around. With an easing of the rules, it's almost a return to old times on the train, seated with fellow mask wearers, passing new houses, different clothes on different washing lines, air that carries a new sort of promise and not variants of the virus. At Reading Station, I have a flat white, walk over Christchurch Bridge to Caversham, find a bench and eat a ham sandwich. Swifts wheel over the rowing club roof. A falcon sits like a Buddha on a tree on the other bank. Geese make some noise. Four young women put on jumpers and share a picnic on a tartan cloth. Some older folk on collapsible chairs drink glasses of wine. One man is under a banner that reads, World Record Sitting Attempt. A girl passes with black flares and a camera, while dogs seem generally puzzled at all this action. Hours later, when I arrive back home, I see my neighbours have decided to meet and share cups of coffee and conversation. A radio plays Do What You Can by Bon Jovi, while Shelley nods her red hair and explains how in 220 the song raised $6 million for New Jersey. Peter from across the road takes pictures to remind me of the life out there, he says. After all, we might not get another chance. Thank you. Oof. In a way, that poem sort of was thanks to Greg, because he often writes about places he visited, you visit and so on. But somehow I seem to get carried away. But there we go. Anyway, I've got two little short ones now. The first one is called The First Time I Tasted Butter with Whistler. In the late 50s, after primary school, I was looked after by Whistler's mother. She wore a long black dress, lacy scarf covering ears, and her head was always in profile. Old people's perfume cut through the grime and silk of Aldershot as she held slices of bread over a fire. I have a treat for you. She spread something over the toast. It smelt of almonds, malt, grass, and something else. Even so, I tucked in, grateful for anything really. She pointed to the wall, and that was painted by my son. He called it arrangement in grey and black. I can't stop looking. She must be at least 100 years old, with eyes that are kind and intimate, and that somehow really know me. And my last poem is even smaller. I do like this when everyone's quiet. It's just like I'm talking to myself.
Rodney, what was that spread on your bread that you had?
Well, the first time I ever tasted butter. You know, I was so used to having margarine, you see.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
There we go. So, I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Now, this is called Trumpet and Bugle Sounds, and it's about my father. Now, my dad was a printer, and he worked for Gale and Polden's in Aldershot. And the titles and the titles of the series of poems I've written I've taken from the pamphlets which they produced. So this is called Trumpet and Bugle Sounds. When he died, Dad didn't leave much behind, apart from a watch, Tesco's loyalty card, lottery ticket, shoes, clothes, hats, and a 200 pack of B&H Gold Kings. I smoked them, and it didn't seem creepy at all. I was slowly killing myself with each drag. They all tasted and smelt of him. Even the ash reminded me of him, especially since he'd been cremated. Right. Well, that was jolly. Thank you. I should probably send that one to good dads, where no doubt it'll be rejected as being a bit